guys, welcome on back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 best weapons to use here in Season 2 Reloaded in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Like I always tell you guys, this is no official list, but if there was one, I guarantee you this would probably be pretty damn close. Maybe if you're looking for that new OP loadout to rock here in Season 2 Reloaded to just do some farming or get that next boss fight dealt with, we definitely got you guys covered here today. With all that out of the way, if you guys are into zombies content, do me a huge favor, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer to 27,000 subscribers and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. Starting off our list and coming in at number 10 today is going to be the AS Val. Now I gotta admit, it has been a hot minute since I came in here and checked out this assault rifle, and I used it the other day and I was pretty glad that I did. Honestly forgot how much that I love this assault rifle and how good that it feels here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. It's got the movement of a really good SMG, but it still hits like a really good AR. If you plan on taking on any of the bosses here in Black Ops 6 Zombies, this is definitely a good choice. It not be the most powerful, but its fire rate, its handling, its accuracy, its mobility definitely makes up for it. Every time that I come back to this AR, I am always surprised with it. Not only if you're comfortable with this AR will it take you up to some decently high rounds, but it is a really good choice to take on any of the main quests. I can definitely see why this is a fan favorite amongst the community. We're going to toss up the loadout up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to go ahead and check it out. Coming in at number 9 is going to be the GS45s. What can we really say about these pistols? They are still one of the absolute best weapons to use in this game. Those explosive bullets after pack-a-punching just really help you out. If you want to go for some high rounds without grabbing a wonder weapon, these are probably going to be one of the first weapons that you go for. And even after a couple of nerfs, these things are just absolute beasts still. Ever since the launch of Black Ops 6 have probably been the most used weapon amongst the community. I think Treyarch has taken notice of that because for some reason the last couple of bosses that they've introduced to the game have been immune to explosive damage, so the GS45s are just no good against those guys. With that in mind, the only two quests that you can really complete with these weapons is going to be Liberty Falls and Terminus. With that in mind, I did end up placing them a little bit lower on the list, but still one of the best weapons in the game, hands down. We're going to go ahead and toss the loadout for the GS45s up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to go ahead and check it out. I was using rapid fire this time around, but you can easily switch that out for a laser. Right now, coming in at number 7 is going to be one of my personal favorites here in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and that is going to be the Tanto 22. I think this SMG is just extremely underrated. It is just so good. A little bit slow on the fire rate, but this SMG is just so powerful, and it's got really good movement on it, which you know I'm a big fan of. It does decent with the higher rounds, but one of my favorite things about it is that it does actually really good in the lower rounds, and I don't really feel like I'm forced to upgrade it really quickly. And when we took this thing up against the Tomb boss with a triple packed and legendary rarity, we were doing over 1200 damage to the artifact, which for an SMG is kind of insane. That really does go for all of the bosses. This is a really good choice to take up against any of them. My biggest gripe with this gun is that it's only sitting on 75 rounds after pack punching, which is not very much ammo at all. Since this weapon does fire a little bit slower, and if you get speed cola, you really don't notice it that much. This is another weapon that definitely gets slept on a bit, but after people actually really give it a go, I've noticed they really end up liking it. For the Tanto is going to be up on the screen right here. This one was number 8. I accidentally said 7, but coming in at number 7 now is going to be the Kompakt 92. Now this one actually really took me by surprise, guys. I was never a big fan of the Kompakt, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've tried to like it so many times, it just for some reason it was never really vibing with me, but I had a subscriber in my comment section telling me quite a few times, yo, you need to try out the Kompakt with the 3-round burst. So it took me a little bit to try it out, but after I did, guys, this gun is so good. I do have to admit, you do have to aim for those headshots a little bit more, but if you can hit those, you'll just be absolutely beaming zombies. You're going to be sitting on 120 rounds after pack-a-punching, so not too bad on the ammo capacity either. Only doing 745 damage against the artifact, but we were still able to get it done, especially with how this thing shoots. It actually broke through the artifact pretty fast. With me not really being a fan of burst weapons or the Kompakt, and with these two things together, it just seemed like a recipe for disaster, but I don't know what it is. For some reason, this weapon is actually really good. We go ahead and toss the loadout for the Kompakt up on the screen right here. Coming in at number 6 is going to be another AR. We're going to be looking at the GPR. This assault rifle is an absolute beast here in Black Ops 6 Zombies, especially for taking on the bosses. It's become one of my favorite guns to rock. For the longest time, this was one of my absolute favorite guns to bring into the Guardian boss fight, because not only did it do a really good job at shredding off that armor, but it did really good critical damage. Now it's quickly become one of my favorite guns to bring into the Tomb boss fight, because it does well over 1,000 damage to the artifact, and it shoots really fast, so you just break through that thing really quickly. So again, you're going to be sitting on 120 rounds with this thing after pack-a-punching, so not bad with the ammo capacity. This AR will also do a decent job at carrying you up to some higher rounds if you don't mind carrying around a little bit of weight. It's the one single con that I probably could give it is that it does feel a little bit heavier. Besides that, I have absolutely fallen in love with this AR. It did take a little while to come around to, but after using it in some of the boss fights, it quickly became one of my favorite weapons. Go ahead and toss the loadout for the GPR up on the screen right here. Well, coming in at number 5, guys, and no, not the restaurant, is going to be the Cypher. This AR did just come with the launch of Season 2, and I gotta admit, this is one of the best guns in the game. Now, this weapon really is a AR SMG hybrid, leaning a little bit more towards the AR side. You can really feel it in just the sheer power that this gun packs. It definitely hits like a really powerful AR, especially in like that medium to close range. Plus, it's just got that slick, quick movement feeling of an SMG. It's honestly just such a fun weapon to run around with. Again, you're going to be sitting on 120 rounds after pack-a-punching. Ammo capacity is not too terrible. This weapon is also a really good option to take on any of the bosses here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Seems like Treyarch's really favoring bullet damage lately, and this weapon definitely does plenty of that. As you guys can see here, we ended up taking on the Guardian with only a pack 2 with this thing, and we were still able to defeat him. It was a little bit of a challenge, but we were able to still get the job done. I gotta admit, I think Treyarch has actually been cooking with the DLC weapons. Not only is this Cypher really good, and we're going to toss up the loadout up on the screen right here, we got another Season 2 DLC weapon that's going to be making the list. First, coming in at number 4 is going to be the PP919. Now, personally, I think this gun gets way too much undeserved hate, especially for what happens with this gun after you pack-a-punch it. Now, if you do have the largest mag on it, you're going to be sitting on 340 rounds before you have to reload. It's basically like having a free fire or a mag holding built in. One thing that I absolutely just love about this weapon is it feels like you never have to reload. Really, if you got your augment set up just right, you can actually kind of make that a reality. Not only will this SMG have absolutely no problem taking you up into those higher rounds, but you can take on any of the bosses with this weapon as well. I think this gun is just extremely underrated and slept on here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. It may not be the most powerful gun in the game, it is just extremely easy to use and just fun to run around and slay some zombies. This is nice to feel like I don't have to hit that ammo station all the time. The gun's got some really good movement, and its handling and accuracy is actually very good as well. So if you guys have been sleeping on this weapon, this is one that I highly recommend you guys try out here in Season 2 Reloaded. We're gonna go ahead and toss up the loadout for the PP919 up on the screen right here. Coming in at number 3 is going to be another one of our DLC weapons from Season 2. It's going to be the Fang LMG. Now, if you guys don't know, this LMG actually just got a recent buff with one of their most recent patches. Now, Treyarch has gone on to say that they wanted this LMG to feel a little bit more like an AR LMG hybrid. I gotta say, especially after the buff, they definitely nailed that feeling. As of right now, this is definitely the best movement LMG that we got in the game. Really do feel like you're carrying around something that is much lighter. It's definitely still got all that power and ammo that you would expect from a good LMG. I gotta fully admit, guys, since this thing dropped in Season 2, this has probably been one of my most used weapons since it came out. I like to run around with an LMG every once in a while, but I really don't like feeling weighed down, so this LMG is definitely for me. I can also confidently say this is one of the best weapons to take into the tomb boss fight. We were doing over 1200 damage to the artifact and just shredded through that thing so fast. Oh, I thought that this LMG was already good before Treyarch went in and buffed it, and now that they did, it's just even better. To me, this is definitely one of the best weapons in the game right now. You guys should definitely try this one out. Coming in at number 2, and this one might surprise some of you guys, is the AMR Mod 4 sniper rifle. Now, this sniper rifle actually gets a couple special abilities after you pack-a-punch it. Not only is it going to get like a rapid fire where you can basically pull the trigger as fast as you want, the sniper rifle is also going to become incredibly light, just making it really good with movement. Oh, it might feel a little bit awkward and a little bit floaty at first, but once you get the hang of it, I promise you, you will fall in love with this gun. The one gripe that I will have with it is that when you're dealing with a huge horde of zombies, sometimes it's hard to deal with a large horde. Granted, you can still take them out and pretty damn easily, but I think an automatic weapon would just do it a little bit faster. This weapon is also one of the best weapons to take into the tomb boss fight. You can be doing over 4,000 damage per shot against the artifact, which is just kind of insane. As of right now, I don't think there's another weapon in the game that can break through the artifact quicker than that. This gun is actually insane, guys. If you're not a big fan of sniper rifles, kind of like myself, especially here in Zombies, if you've been kind of maybe avoiding it a little bit just because it's a sniper, I'm telling you, give this one a try. Coming in at number 1, guys, is going to be the Sirin 9mm special weapon. This gun is so good, it's insane, guys. Very small, but it packs one hell of a punch. If you want a good gun that'll actually take you up to like round 50 or 60 without having to reach for a bunch of score streaks or a wonder weapon, this one will definitely do it. The fact that it is an SMG pistol hybrid but actually hits harder than most of the actual SMGs in the game is just kinda crazy. I do wish that the ammo capacity was just a little bit better with only 80 rounds after pack punching. I know that does seem a little bit rough, but trust me guys, you'll barely even notice it. This gun also does decent for taking on any of the bosses, but just one of my favorite things to do with this weapon is to just come into Black Ops 6 Zombies and grind. Lately, if I want to jump into a match of Liberty Falls or the Tomb and just go for like a quick round 50 in exfil, this has hands down been my number 1 pick lately. There it is, guys. That is my top 10 best weapons to use here in Black Ops 6 Zombies in Season 2 Reloaded. Reloaded. Just a quick couple honorable mentions and shoutouts, like we have the ASG, we have the SVD, we also have the D13 Sector, the Pizza Slicer gun. There was definitely some good weapons left off of this list, so let me know what you guys are thinking about this list down in the comment section, maybe what you think should have been on the list. Never know, your suggestions might make it into season 3. With that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Do me a huge favor, drop a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. We're getting so close to 27K. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next one.